New York City is an expensive place, which a lot of us have on our bucket lists, but the cost can deter travelers from visiting. While this list can't help with budgeting on places to stay or flights, it can bring some much needed savings on the attractions during your vacation to the Big Apple. In no particular order, these are 7 free attractions in New York City that are worth adding to your next visit. Number 1, Central Park. This might be a given to some, but it can also be easily overlooked to those that just view Central Park as being outside with some grass and trees. Many New Yorkers will attest to the absolute necessity of a bit of grass and trees in the iron jungle that is Manhattan, but tourists must understand that Central Park is much more than that. Central Park is over 840 acres of refuge from the city for summer picnics, outdoor fitness classes with others on their health journey, and several places to be discovered hidden among the trees. Places like Bethesda Terrace and Fountain, or the Central Park Mall that you might recognize as they have been featured in several films. For those that go looking, there is even a castle. If you're here in the summer, be sure to catch free shows at Shakespeare in the Park at the Delacorte Theater. Number 2, Brooklyn Brewery. Calling all brewmeisters, beer lovers, and hopheads, have you ever wanted to go behind the scenes and see how the grains, hops, and yeast get turned into your favorite beer after soaking in some water? Okay, so it's obviously more complicated than that, but you can learn all about it at the free tours offered every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Brooklyn Brewery. This free microbrewery tour will cover brewing science, beer history, the fermentation process, and the history of Brooklyn Brewery itself. And if that wasn't cool enough, the tour ends in their tasting room where you get to sample the current beers on tap, from lagers and IPAs to their seasonal selection. Number 3, attend a live taping. One of the most popular things to do that first-time travelers to New York City might not think about is attending a live taping. At any time, there are literally dozens of shows filming in New York City, and it is totally free to be a member of the live studio audience. You simply have to contact the show via their website and give them the dates you'll be in the city. If they have open seats, you'll be added to the list to watch shows like Last Week Tonight, Good Morning America, The Tonight Show, or even Saturday Night Live. Just be aware that tapings can vary wildly in the amount of time you must set aside to be in the audience, anywhere from 1 to 6 hours. Number 4, Brooklyn Bridge. This iconic bridge that connects Lower Manhattan and Brooklyn Heights is one of the most well-known images that is synonymous with New York City. And while walking across a bridge might not be the first item you'd think to add to a vacation to-do list, it's worth thinking about. The walking path on Brooklyn Bridge provides gorgeous views of both Brooklyn and Manhattan, as well as the East River flowing under the nearby Manhattan Bridge. While the walking paths can be a bit crowded on nice days, and there are a ton of vendors taking up space trying to sell drinks and souvenirs, it's still worth the 1.5-mile walk to marvel at what humanity can build. Number 5, Staten Island Ferry. Before you roll your eyes or skip this section, please hear me out. The Staten Island Ferry is a free way to get a boat ride out on the water for great views of Lower Manhattan. The ferry operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and each one-way route takes about 25 minutes. This ride will also treat you to a decent view of the Statue of Liberty without the need to pay for a boat tour. This is a great way to add savings, but make the most of it by avoiding the morning and evening commute by locals heading to and from work, as the boat can get crowded. I'd recommend taking it at night so you can see the city lit up. Number 6, Grand Central Terminal. Grand Central Terminal is probably one of the coolest subway stations anywhere, or at least the most recognized thanks to Hollywood. Strange to think that a train station is noted as a must-have for your New York City itinerary, but there is more here than just a booth to purchase a train ticket. Besides being the backdrop of several films, the ceiling art shows constellations from the night sky, and with over 750,000 visitors a day, the main terminal is a great place to people watch. While not free, you can also find restaurants, a farmer's market, and shopping inside. And once you're done, you can catch a subway to your next destination. Number 7. The High Line. First opened in 2009, this 1.5 mile long elevated park was originally created on an abandoned train track that wound through the industrial neighborhoods of the West Side. Today, millions of locals and tourists use the path for dazzling views of the Hudson River and the downtown skyline. The park even hosts events throughout the year like free stargazing, Latin dance nights, and a rotating assortment of sculptures and other art. And while it's been around for a while now, it's still new enough that not everyone knows about it. So you might avoid the crowds on the right day. And that's our list of the top 7 free things to do in New York City that you should check out on your next visit. Are there any you feel we missed? Let us know in the comments, and as always, be sure to subscribe.